Hey everybody, just gonna give like a quick update on what I've been doing. I got through a lot of the refactoring that I had to do for the character, and so we have a really good way of having the client, the server, and a remote version of you on another client, all running through basically the same code with the same inputs every time. So the differences between what you're seeing across those three versions of your character are nearly non-existent at this point. I have put in some code to make sure that there's enough of a buffer on, say, like a client to account for some fluctuation in what packets have been received and in what order, and so that's made a big difference in making everything really, really smooth across all these different versions. So it takes a little bit. It's probably hard to see, but in the top left corner of the screen it says frames ahead 3 and 4. Basically, that's the game saying, okay, there was a little bit of a problem with making sure that what should have happened did happen. So let's add another frame. Starts at 2 and then it goes up whenever there's a problem with a quarter of a second to not just have the same problem carry over into multiple frame additions. So when we're running in the editor, it pretty much always goes up to 4. Sometimes it goes up to 5. On a client, it pretty much always stays at 3 with the occasional jump up to 4. Just that the editor is doing a little bit more. So what you're seeing is that I'm doing inputs from the controller. That information is being sent out to the server. It's coming back, and we're rerunning through all those frames to make sure that everything's good. So if you would actually be able to see lag in this case, because it's really not directly taking my inputs. It's taking my inputs, sending them to the server, and then running through them again when they get back. So when this is smooth, it's going to show up as smooth on the server and on remote clients. And so the fact that this looks this good is a huge, like, it's working very, very well. I've also got damage working to a certain extent right now. I'm pretty sure that if I were to kind of go through the same steps of messing around in here with the Aria client over there, and it was able to get to the correct frames ahead, then you would see Aria move very smoothly even when hit. There are some bugs that have to do with if I see myself get hit on my client, then it's going to be pretty jumpy. And that's the first thing that I'll be addressing. I was hoping to get it done before this video came out, but I didn't quite get there. So that'll be a big thing. But once that's in place, then that means that the movement and the combat should be pretty much good to go, or at least have enough of a basis that everything's going to be smooth and strong enough to then make stronger as time goes on. And we need to have that baseline of netcode before we really do anything else. So I had the chance to work on stuff like spells and stuff in the past, but really I needed to redo a lot of stuff in order to make it as good as it needed to be. So now we're right there. We're very, very close. So I've been talking to the artist and a couple other people about like backstory and the setting and stuff. And so that's sort of starting to be developed. And we're going to start looking for a designer to help work with enemy design, level design, world design, narrative, whatever we happen to need in that moment, and to kind of direct what stuff we want to work on, stuff like that. So what I'm going to be working on over the next month is having a 1v1 PvP system in place, and that's going to be very bare bones. It's really just going to be like drop you into a room. I want to put in like rounds, so it'll be like first to 2 probably. And then it will drop you back out into the world. I might, just for fun, put in some ELO rating stuff, but that's really not going to be a big priority. So if it takes more than like a couple hours, I'm not going to do it. But I'm also going to try to have a very small 2-enemy dungeon in place as well, so that you can kind of go through the 2 game loops, the PvE and the PvP. My daughter is also probably going to be born in the next month. The due date is June 5th, sorry, and I'm recording this on April 29th, so we're getting down to the wire on that. So we'll kind of see how things go. There's going to be a slowdown in development when that happens, obviously, but I plan on continuing to work on it as much as possible. So hopefully that's where things end up in a month, and thanks for watching. Bye.